7 o'clock on Tuesday, November 24th, 2015. This is a joint meeting of the Cotati City Council and the successor agency to the former Cotati Community Redevelopment Agency. I would ask our city clerk to do a roll call, please.
Thank you. Mayor Skillman?
Here.
Vice Mayor Moore?
Present.
Councilmember DeLasso?
Here.
Councilmember Harvey?
Here.
Councilmember Landman?
Here.
All present.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to the Pledge of Allegiance. If you could please rise and join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. City Council. Wrong way. Oh, yes, Mr. Barrett.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, City Council, and welcome to all the people in the room tonight and the people watching from home. Welcome to this meeting. If the Mayor's not going to welcome you, let me welcome you all. I'd like to speak about the Pledge of Allegiance and just bring a little historical perspective back to the Pledge of Allegiance here in Cotati City Hall. It was a few years ago when I was on the City Council, Council Member Robert Coleman objected to the Pledge of Allegiance. He never said the Pledge of Allegiance all the years that I remember him coming to the meetings, but he wanted to place on the agenda that we do away with the Pledge of Allegiance. And a couple of us made arguments against that, and the motion failed. And the Press Democrat ran the article on that story. I believe the Community Voice punted on the story. But the fact is, we're still lucky to have the Pledge of Allegiance, and there is reference to one nation under God, which I believe Bob Coleman objected to, and I don't know how many other members of the City Council believe in God or believe this is one nation under God. Maybe that's something that Council can comment at some point if they ever want to speak about this issue. But we are very blessed that we still have the Pledge of Allegiance here in Cotati, because we almost lost it. And from time to time, I think it's important to come back and speak about this because it was a low point in our city's history where someone would actually recommend the removal of the Pledge of Allegiance, when some of the merchants in town who supported Mayor Coleman were also silent. One or two of them here tonight. So anyway, thank you, Council. Good luck tonight.
All right, is there anybody else who'd
Mayor,
like?
if I might make a comment?
Of course.
If public comments finished on this. I'm looking at a copy of the Press Democrat story by Paul Payne from January 29th, 2009 about Cotati eliminating a moment of silence. And in here it does mention that both Robert Coleman Singer and Councilman George Barrett expressed concern about the under God part of the pledge in the Pledge of Allegiance and suggested that the flag salute could be next to go. So clearly the official record in the Press Democrat indicates something different than you're telling us tonight. Well, somebody's incorrect, that's for sure. One of you is. You'll have to ask Mr. Payne. So far, nobody's challenged us, and it's been here for many years. And lastly, I just want to point out, you were the mover looking back on that motion. You did move that motion to eliminate the moment of silence. Yes, you were. So.
All right, thank you very much. Is there anybody else who'd like to comment on the Pledge of Allegiance? All right, seeing none, I will close public comment and we'll move on to approval of minutes and notice of waiving of reading of all resolutions and ordinances introduced at our regular meeting on November 10th.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.